Sears is Bermuda's largest home appliance store with over 200 appliances in our showroom. We have refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, washers and dryers. Sears has a wide selection of craftsman's tools and accessories. Beautify your home with our lawn and garden tools. We have everything you need for outdoor entertaining. Located at 41 Victoria Street, Sears is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sears, reliable delivery, quality service, and everyday low prices.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Thursday, July the 26th. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us tonight. It's been 9 months since the last education commissioner was removed from the post, and there's still no word on who his successor might be. However, 2 individuals are believed to be in the running, with a high school principal said to be the preferred candidate. Here's Gary Moreno with more.
Cedar Bridge Principal Kalmar Richards has been the acting Commissioner of Education for the past 9 months or so following the removal of Dr. Freddie Evans from the position, a position which has since been advertised for anyone interested in the $161,000 a year job and should have had their application in by the 30th of May this year. 2 months later, and still no word on who the next Commissioner of Education might be, bearing in mind that the new school year commences in just a matter of weeks. However, individuals closely linked to the process have informed us the choice is now down to 2 candidates, the acting commissioner, Ms. Richards, and Dr. Gina Tucker, acting assistant director for curriculum and assessment with the Ministry of Education. Asked about this by Tarai Trott during a recent press conference, Diallo Rabane, the Minister of Education, responded,
I cannot shed light on who applied for the post because that is a personnel matter, but I can let you know that we intend to have a commissioner in place by September.
Sources suggest Ms. Richards is more likely than not to be named the new commissioner, reportedly based on her performance while acting in the post. However, we're told the view has been expressed that the Cedar Bridge principal may not be the best person for the job based on what they describe as questionable leadership and management styles. Further, it's been told to us Dr. Tucker is better qualified for the role. Her doctorate of education is in organizational leadership, which it is understood covers superintendency, and her 2 master's degree qualify her from the teaching and curriculum perspectives. The issue with Dr. Tucker, as explained to us, is that she needs to develop her soft skills, which are seen as vital to the role. Elsewhere, our source contends in the past, candidates seeking to become Commissioner of Education had to make presentations before the Board of Education, and for whatever reason, that did not occur this time round, with the candidates instead appearing before an interview panel, which is said to have included the individual who was responsible for bringing on the Cedar Bridge principal as interim commissioner, a situation which we're told was felt put any other candidate at a disadvantage. We've written to the Ministry of Education seeking clarification on these claims, but we're told the ministry does not comment on personnel matters. There was also no comment forthcoming on information that a decision would have been made and the candidates advised by Tuesday of this week. Elsewhere, concern has also been expressed over the fact that whomever is appointed Commissioner of Education will report directly to the Permanent Secretary, an arrangement not supported in the Bermuda Public School 2017 overview document, which, ironically, was prepared by former Commissioner Dr. Freddie Evans. That report stated the Commissioner should serve in conjunction with and not under the supervision of the Permanent Secretary. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
The opposition One Bermuda Alliance has criticized the government for pushing through a payroll tax amendment that it says will discriminate against Bermudians. The bill was passed by the Senate on Wednesday with the backing of the 3 independent lawmakers. Opposition Senator Justin Matthias says the bill also discriminates against working class people. He spoke to Tarai Trott.
You've probably seen most recent reports about what the impact is to small business and local businesses and private businesses in Bermuda, and the exemptions that the government put in there for international exempt companies and the local companies that are on the Bermuda Stock Exchange. So for us, when it came to Senate, we decided that we should put a motion forward because it is a money bill, so we weren't allowed to amend the bill. But we thought that we would put a motion forward under 36(2) of the Bermuda Constitution and say that we should delete Clause 3, which has that provisions about the dividends, and it has the exemptions for international business and had the exemptions for the local stock exchange businesses and the dividends that were paid out from those companies. So for me, we thought that the bill in its entirety, and especially Clause 3, was very discriminatory against Bermudians because it exempted those international exempt companies.
You made that motion, but what happened with that motion to communicate something?
So the motion was, I think there was politics involved when it came to the motion because a lot of independent members were aware of it. The independent member, Senator Jardine, led the independents into voting with the government and to shut down the motion in order to delete the clause.
Senator Mathias says the bill, which is awaiting the governor's seal of approval, is also likely to cause problems for businesses.
I think what's most important here is that government is going to be coming forth in the next couple of weeks and asking people to, well, I guess I shouldn't say government, but the tax commissioner will probably come forward and say that people must refile their tax filings that they made in July 15th of this year because the bill was actually retroactive, and it was retroactive for April 1st. And we are of the belief that the government is desperate for revenues because they continue to spend, they continue to come up with new taxes to get more revenues in, but we feel that we're going back to the old days of just spending, 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 and they don't have enough revenues to keep up with their expenses.
We'll have more for you after this short break, including a chance for the island's young dancers to see if they've got what it takes to make it as a professional. Plus, all the latest weather news. Stay with us.
You can count on us.
Save $1.70 on value-pack fresh Purdue chicken thighs or drumsticks, $1.99 per pound. Extra large red ripe seedless watermelons, $14.99 each. Kraft salad dressings, only $3.39 for select varieties of 16-ounce bottles. Save $1.50 on Hellman's mayonnaise, $6.39 for a 30-ounce jar. Save $3.06 on Matchlike charcoal, $7.99 for a 3.1-pound bag. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more Cut Match specials.
You can count on us.
I've been diabetic for 13, 14 years.
People develop type 2 diabetes over a number of years.
People can lose their sight. There are other people who have lost their limbs through amputations. There are many people who are on dialysis, and you increase risk for things like strokes and heart disease.
I had fears that I would have a heart attack, or I would have a stroke, or I would lose limbs, or lose my eyesight. The program Diabetes Reversal has made me really realize that it's a lifestyle change.
The program is designed so that the patient can learn to take control of the disease instead of this disease taking control of you.
I feel so good. I feel like I've been given a second chance.
It's not a crash course, it's not a diet course, it doesn't involve supplements or pills or anything like that.
Just take that leap of faith and know that there is a way without medication.
I invite you to take the first step on the journey of the Diabetes Reversal Program here at the Premier Health and Wellness Center.
Surface Trends has been serving Bermuda for over 25 years, supplying and installing tile and natural stone. We have a large in-stock selection of beautiful porcelain wood planking, including our exclusive Bermuda cedar tile. You will also find Bermuda's best in-stock selection of countertops, including natural granites, exotic quartzites, and silestone engineered quartz in all the newest colors. Our team will be happy to help you. Stop by our showroom at 17 Serpentine Road or give us a call at 295-8005.
Welcome back. So you think you can dance? Well, here's your chance to polish up those skills. A group of Bermudian dancers known as Island Mentality are running a workshop this weekend. It's part of an attempt to bring new and established artists together through workshops, performances, and seminars. We caught up with Malachi Simmons and Jarrett Carlington to hear about the motivations and hopes behind the classes. Island Mentality says it's the bridge between aspiring dancers and their dreams of becoming professional dancers. And Jarrett Carlington and Malachi Simmons are proof those ambitions can be realized. The Vancouver and LA-based dancers left Bermuda at age 18 to pursue their dreams in dance and are now back to inspire the next generation.
We we've taken artists that are local, that are based here, and as well as me and Malachi that are based abroad, and we've combined them into one event there. But these artists have all trained abroad and are really dedicated to their craft and have spent years educating themselves. So we just wanted to bring that knowledge and skill that is really hard to come by in this small little island of Bermuda, and we wanted to give those resources and all those opportunities of learning back to the communities.
All that's needed at this weekend's classes at the Barclay Institute is a good pair of shoes and an eagerness to learn.
If you're excited and you're eager to do it, then you will take away something from this for sure, 100%. And that's what we've been telling people. There's no age limit. You know, if you're 5 years old, you can come and take this class, because out in LA, there's 6-year-olds who are doing bigger things than us. Exactly.
Just killing it.
So there's no age limit. The biggest requirement is that you're passionate and you work hard.
It's no walk in the park, though. The classes are meant to expose dancers to what it's like to perform at a professional level.
When I left Bermuda and I took a workshop, like, with all these amazing dancers, I was garbage. But that's where I grew. And that's exactly what I do every single day in LA, is I take classes where I'm garbage in there.
Exactly.
And that's exactly how you grow.
Like, not saying you can't feel good after a nice challenging class, but you should feel a bit like, I got a beat down in that class. You should leave there with that feeling.
And as their online videos show, Island Mentality know that it takes more than just great dance moves to succeed.
It's not just we give you movement, we give you perspective on how to market yourself, how to perform, how to
even pick up choreo, how to take class, how to get the most out of for that hour or hour and 15 minutes that you're in that classroom. We're giving like techniques on just how to be a better artist in general.
Bermuda may not have the facilities of big cities for dancers, but scholarships are widely available here, while simply being Bermudian can have advantages.
Being Bermudian, it kind of has a benefit when you're out there, because you're unique, you're set apart from everyone else. You know, people are like, oh, where are you from? I'm from Bermuda, and no one else is from Bermuda. So that sets you apart. And then on top of that, I think I was really fortunate because I was able to get funding to go and pursue my craft. And in such a small island, it's relatively a lot easier than in a lot of other places.
Achieving success in the U.S. and Canada has become a reality for the pair, but ultimately they believe home will always come first.
We don't have resources like they have abroad here in Bermuda, so I always make sure I remember my roots and where I came from, and I always keep that kind of like Bermuda flag in my heart, like, okay, I'm striving, I'm not doing this for myself, but I'm doing this because I want to make my country and my home happy and proud.
For more information, email islandmentality@gmail.com or reserve your spot on ptix.bm. Weather now. Here's the latest forecast from AccuWeather.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This AccuWeather forecast here on ZBM is brought to us by our friends at the BF&M Insurance Group, and we have a pretty good forecast for you. Although it's not 100% dry, we do have a little fragment of clouds. There's not much to this, but there's a weak disturbance, a very weak trough that's going to lift north through the area with a chance for a few more showers associated with this through the evening and into the early part of the overnight as well. You can see there are a few areas with taller clouds, a few showers and actual thunderstorms associated with this little blip of lower pressure on the map. And you can see the little shower activity tied to that with the satellite estimated rainfall. So as we look at current temperatures, it's a nice time, a nice summer-like time. 81 degrees across most of the island, 75 to 80% humidity. Winds are active from the south-southeast, but 10, 12 knots. At times, we might see a gust over 15 knots. Water temp is at 83. Waves on the inside, pretty calm, 1 to 2 foot. And 1 to 2 feet, I guess I should say, as we pluralize that, more than 1 foot. And on the outside, we have 3 to 5 foot waves, but no advisories at this moment. So it'll be breezy, it'll be partly cloudy tonight, and you might notice a shower or two breezing through the area from southeast to northwest. Tomorrow, still a chance for a shower, mainly just in the morning. Will be warm with a high around 84. So upcoming tides, we have the tide coming in at 8:46 tonight. Low tide at 3:07 a.m. Later on tonight, a high tide again, middle of the morning, 9:04 Friday. And then the low tide, it goes back out at 3:05, smack dab in the middle of your Friday afternoon. Looking at the big picture, very broad, high pressure to the east and northeast. This is the Bermuda Azores high, and it is large and in charge across most of the Atlantic, although we're a little bit southwest of it, so we still have the opportunity for a brief shower. This little trough pushes through. Tomorrow it begins to lift away, and we're in good shape. We expect to be dry for several days in a row through the weekend and into Monday and Tuesday of next week as well. Not many changes there. We took the clock all the way forward through Sunday, or into Sunday, and there wasn't much variety with our weather scenario. So it looks pretty nice, pretty breezy, fairly warm, and the chance for showers will eliminate the chance for showers from our forecast beginning late on Friday. Gateway forecast for North America, the eastern part, at least Toronto, New York, fairly warm. Scattered thunderstorms could be strong on Friday afternoon in New York City. Boston, chance into Friday night. Down into the Caribbean, we have showers and thunderstorms in many areas, but no tropical threats at this point, so that is good news. There's our shower chance that lingers into Friday, mainly in the morning hours, and then we welcome the opportunity for several dry days in a row. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Good news for our friends coming in on cruise ships. 84, 75, pretty consistent highs and lows, at least for the weekend and early parts of next week. Back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
It's hurricane season. Here are some tips from BF&M. Before a storm, make sure you have a family plan. Stock up on food and water and protect your home. Board up and make sure your insurance policies are up to date. After a storm, check everyone's safety, especially seniors. Inspect your property and secure from further damage. Then note the damages, list, and take photos. Remember, you can always count on BF&M 24/7 during hurricane season and all year round.
Every home tells a story, and your story is all yours. Wherever you live, whatever your style, express yourself with Beek Savings Zone. So many unique styles to help tell your story and create your dream home. From contemporary to classic, and from modern to mind-blowing, we've always got your style in mind. No matter the project, no matter the size, from restoration to renovation, Beek Savings Zone has your style with a huge selection and incredible savings. Visit our showrooms at Wallers Point Road, St. David's, or online at BeekSavingsZone.com.
Turning to business news now, the insurance industry saw fewer deals in the first half of the year, but the value of those deals rose steeply. That's according to a new PwC report. 247 deals were struck in the first half of the year, about 50 less than the same period last year. But the value of those deals came in close to $30 billion, nearly 3 times higher than the year before. And the majority of that money has Bermuda roots. In January, American insurance giant AIG said it was acquiring Bermuda reinsurer Validus Holdings for nearly $5.6 billion. A few months later, it was French insurer AXA's turn, who said it would shell out more than $15 billion for XL Group. Insurance broker deals comprised most of the announced deal volume in the first half. In a report, PwC said the effects of U.S. tax reform are becoming clearer and could keep spurring activity in the coming months. Well, most of Bermuda's food comes from the United States, which makes a recent warning by the American Academy of Pediatrics all the more worrying. It's calling for urgent reforms regarding thousands of food additives and food packaging materials, saying they may pose health risks to children. Hana Doba from the CBS News in New York brings us that story.
The American Academy of Pediatrics is calling for stronger federal regulations when it comes to more than 10,000 FDA-approved chemicals added to food and food packaging.
This is a huge statement by the nation's pediatricians saying, look, our food safety system is failing to protect the health of our children.
Of concern are direct additives such as artificial coloring, nitrates, and nitrites, preservatives commonly found in processed meat, as well as chemicals found in plastics such as bisphenols and phthalates. Doctors say the additives can cause widespread health issues.
Hormone disruptions, sex hormones, thyroid hormones, it can lead to potential for obesity, cardiotoxicity.
The AAP says children are particularly vulnerable because they are still growing and developing. Parents Stephanie and Chris Schobel are very careful about what their 2 daughters ingest.
We definitely will look at the back of a package and say, hey, we're not going to buy this product. It's got, look at that long list of preservatives or red dye, whatever else, and we'll find one that is best for us.
The FDA said in a statement, if new information suggests that a substance already in use may be unsafe or if consumption levels have changed in ways that could affect safety, the FDA can conduct further studies to review whether the use can still be considered safe. The AAP says parents should wash fruits and vegetables and avoid processed meats to reduce chemical exposure. Hannah Doba, CBS News, New York.
Still to come, the oldest spectator at next week's Cup match speaks to Mike Sharp. Stay tuned.
You can count on us.
Save $3 on sweet and juicy blueberries, just $3.99 for a 1-pint package. Get grilling this Cup match with frozen baby back pork spare ribs, just $3.49 per pound. Bluebonnet white hamburger or hot dog rolls, $3.49 for a package of 8. Save $2.10 on select varieties of Friendly's ice cream novelties, just $4.79 for a 6-pack. Super savings on Poland Spring Water, only $9.99 for a 24-pack. Have a happy and safe Cup match holiday from the marketplace.
You can count on us.
For the past 2 years, Cup Match fans have been eagerly awaiting for a victory from the cup holders, Somerset Cricket Club or Challengers St. George Cricket Club. However, Mother Nature has been the decider. Will Somerset come away the victors on their home ground, or will Challengers St. George's end their 7-year winless streak? Tune in to the 116th Annual Cup Match Classic at Somerset Cricket Club grounds as the island's leading commentary team, featuring Alan Richardson, Dwayne Sluggo Levrock, and Wendell Smith, will provide you with in-depth analysis on the Cup Match Classic, Thursday, August 2nd and Friday, August 3rd on Power 95 FM Radio. Cup Match 2018 has been presented by lead sponsor HSBC, additional sponsors Lindo's Group of Companies, Phoenix Stores, Universal Electric, Surface Trends Limited, John Barrett & Son Limited, Seahorses, Polaris Holdings Limited, West Pembroke Pentecostal Church.
Sport now, and we join Earl Baisden, who's reporting from the CAC Games in Barranquilla, Colombia. We're now on day 6. Earl, how are you making out?
Oh, Jasmine, everything is well here in Colombia. How about you?
I'm great, thank you for asking. So what's the latest news on our athletes down in Colombia?
Well, we had Madeline Moore today make it to the A finals of the 50-meter freestyle, and Jessie Washington was back in the pool. Madeline Moore last night advanced to the A final of the women's 50-meter freestyle on the final day of swimming at the CAC Games in Colombia, while Jessie Washington was also in the pool on the final day. Moore would finish third in Heat 5 of the preliminaries, touching the wall in a time of 26:31, which saw her the 8th seed in the final. In the final, Moore went faster, clocking 26:09, but finished 8th. Washington finished 8th in Heat 6 of the men's 50-meter freestyle, clocking 23:52. Washington finished 22nd overall out of 45 swimmers in the field. Bermuda squash team advanced to the knockout stages in the team event in Colombia after defeating St. Vincent and the Grenadines 3-0. In the knockout stage, Bermuda would take on Guatemala, falling 2-0. Noah Brown would go down 11-5, 11-5, 11-2 to Franco Enriquez, and Nick Kime went down 11-8, 13-11, 11-6 to Jose Toscano. Bermuda boxer Andre Lamb saw action in Colombia as the boxing got underway. Lamb would take on Alexander Rango from Colombia, with the hometown boy looking just a little faster than Lamb. Lamb landed some good shots, but the judges gave a unanimous decision to the more active Colombian. In the first 2 rounds, the referee called a halt to the action to give Lamb a standing 8 count after the fighters were involved in heavy exchanges. Bermuda bowlers have made their way to Colombia ahead of their participation at the CAC Games. The Bermuda team, made up of Dwayne Akeem Tolbert, Damian Matthews, David Maycock, Lamar Richardson, Levin Samuels, and Rakai Binns, all put some time in on the lanes ahead of competition. The men's singles will get underway on Thursday, July 26th. Bermuda's Atletico CP have finished runners-up at the World Futsal Championship in Florida. Playing in the Alvin Silver Division Final, Atletico CP took on Rio de Janeiro Futsal Academy. Bermuda will go down 4-1 to one of the top Brazil futsal teams. Bermuda's under-21 national netball team were declared the winners in the USA Netball Under-21 International Development Series that went on in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. On the third and final day, Bermuda would go up against USA yet again. This was the most physical game of the series. Bermuda had to work for every goal they got by using their speed and agility. The Bermuda team's fitness was the key component which led them to a victory of 42-26. Nabila Nazir scored 25 goals, with tournament MVP Sailor Tuzo adding 17 goals. Dowray Rollins and Kamal Levrock were back in action on day 2 of their team's 3-day second 11 matches in England. Rollins and his Sussex Seconds team bowled Gloucestershire out for 314, hold a first innings lead of 83. Rollins finished with figures of 7 overs, 1 for 28. At the close of play, Sussex were 152 for 6, a lead of 253 runs. Rollins had scored 25 off of 28 balls, hitting 5 fours in his 34-minute stay at the crease. Levrock was out without scoring as his Nottinghamshire teammates were all out for 471 in reply to Warwickshire's first innings total of 393. At the close of play, Warwickshire were 46 for 2, still trailing by 32 runs. The Wednesday night sailing series continued on the waters of the Hamilton Harbour, with 19 boats going to the start line for race day 13. Smoking was the first boat to cross the line. They clocked a time of 58.29, and with their corrected time of 54.04, saw them finish first on the night. Honey Badger crossed the line with a time of 102.19, and with their corrected time of 57.37, saw them finish second on the night. Air Force was third on the night with a corrected time of 58.03, this after clocking a time of 101.45. Yapster was fourth on the night with a corrected time of 58.17, and Back in Black rounded out the top 5 finishers with a corrected time of 58.50. The 2018 MTM Singles Tennis Championships got underway with a full slate of matches. Evan Heiliger won his opening match in straight set 6-2, 6-3 over Jair Salam. Dylan Powell would defeat Amir Thomas in straight set 6-2, 6-3, and Daniel Phillips defeated Andrew Painter in straight set 6-2, 6-3. Gavin Manders got by Dean Mello in straight set 6-2, 6-1, and Jovan Ritter defeated Jackie Lambert 6-love, 6-1. The final round of the New Hampshire Open Championships saw Daniel Augustus fall down the leaderboard on the final day. Augustus would finish tied 36 at 5 over par. Augustus shot a final round 7 over par 79, which included 1 birdie, 11 pars, 6 bogeys, and 1 triple bogey. Meanwhile, Kenny Lejour and Genevieve Bradley are playing in the Optimus Junior Golf Championships. Lejour made the cut in the boys 14 to 15 age group division after a 2-round total of 12 over par. Lejour shot an opening round 9 over par 81, and he would follow that up with a second round 3 over par 75. Bradley is 55th in the girls 13 to 14 age group division with a 2-round total of 36 over par. Bradley shot an opening round 16 over par 88 before shooting a second round 20 over par 92. I'm Earl Baston with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports reporting from Columbia.
More sport now, and this time next week, the first day of Cup match will already have taken place. Among those attending will be Brownlow Place, who at 102 years old will surely be the oldest spectator there. His daughter Charlene Tyrrell filled Mike Sharp in on the family background.
My father, Lefroy Brownlow St. Clair Place, is the first son of Julian and A.B. Place. He had 5 siblings, Winston, Roderick, and Gladwin had passed. He has a sister, 93-year-old, and another sister, 91 years old. We grew up on Marsh Folly. He married Sadie Marguerite Bassett, 1940, June 23rd.
Mr. Place himself says he can't wait to set out from his St. David's home to the Somerset ground.
What about sports? You ever played any sports? I mean, Cup match is coming. Oh, yes. You follow Cup match?
Oh, yes. Cup match is the same.
You got your red and blue there.
Yes. No, this red and blue just not understand for the Cup match players. It's for emancipation as well. I'm a great believer because I came out of emancipation. My mother and my grandmother, I can remember Emancipation Day was the next day to Christmas Day, Boxing Day, because they set the table just like they set the table for Christmas Day.
Yes.
They worship Emancipation Day.
Right, so it's more than Cup match to
It's more than Cup.
Have you ever played any sports?
No, I used to play, when I was a boy, but never had time to. I was with my father as a recorder.
Yes.
And I had the time to.
Yes, yes. And so, back on Cup Match, who was your favorite player?
Oh, my dear. Favorite player? Well, Arthur Simons was some of the best builder. Elliott was a builder. O'Brien was a builder. Then we had the three Hunts. Yes. Eamon Hunt, Elmer Hunt, and Eric Hunt, I think his name is, yes. Those, at that time, Somerset had a team there was superb. Somerset had, St. George's had their hands full in trying to get rid of Somerset. But Somerset had the same thing with St. George's. Yeah. St. George's had the three Darrells, right. The Smiths, and the Richardsons. They had a team too.
Yeah, yeah. Are you going to Cup Match next week?
Looking forward to it. With God's help, I will. And I'll be driving my daughter there.
You'll be driving?
I'll be driving her there.
He does that. he needs her from St. David's, picks me up, and we are on our way.
And that's all from us tonight. Have a great night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.